Good afternoon and welcome to the Greater FM EDC annual meeting. I'm Darren Selvig and I'd like to welcome EDC President and CEO Joe Rheault and also EDC Chair Randy Gerhold. Greetings, gentlemen.
Thanks, Darren, and greetings to you. We are very glad to be here. We're very excited to share all the great work the EDC's done over this past year.
Oh, hey, gentlemen, I am truly sorry, but normally at this time every day I have a staff meeting and we have a couple initiatives that we have to talk about. It's usually only just a couple minutes. So if you'll just hold on a second, I'm going to pop out, do the meeting, and I'll be right back, okay?
Don't worry, Darren, this happens all the time.
You're kind of used to this.
Kind of used to it.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Sorry I'm late, but you guys know I'm in the middle of this annual meeting thing. So let's just take a couple minutes, cover some major items, especially that super secret project, and we'll move on. First thing I got to tell you, though, is Libby's not going to be on the call today. We just got word that the SBA is going it on our PPP loan. So she's working with the bankers and the auditors right now. I'm just really hopeful they don't catch us trying to qualify those cases of Proof's Minion Gin as hand sanitizer. So let's just cross our fingers, okay? Let's get right to the order of business that's most important, that super secret project, Ryan.
So the plan right now is to keep the project under wraps. We're going to go by the code name Amazon. With a 1.3 million square foot building going up, no one should notice until we're ready to announce it.
I think you're right. That project name and that small size, it'll probably slip right under the radar. Hey, Lisa, you know, the annual report this year, I just want you to know, fantastic. I'm getting a lot of great feedback from people who've seen it already. And, you know, right here in the midst of this annual meeting, I think it's going really well, even though we're just at the start. I imagine you've just got to be so relieved to be done with those two big projects. Lisa?
Lisa.
Hey, folks, I think Lisa fell asleep again with her eyes open. You know, we worked her to death on these projects. Sammy, why don't you just turn off her screen and just let her get some rest, okay?
Sure. Sorry, guys, I have another call coming in.
Go ahead.
Greater Fargo Moorhead EDC, this is Erica. Oh, no, we're not the chamber, no. Yeah, we work with businesses. No, we're downtown. I think you must be thinking of the CVB. Yeah, the chamber is the one in the big giant tent. Yep, that's right. Okay. Okay, thanks for the call. Bye, Mom.
All righty. Well, moving on. Hey,
Bye,
Tiffany. That's okay. Any updates on workforce development? Tiffany, you're muted.
Unmute. Yeah, hear you, Tiffany.
Tiffany, you're mute.
I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me? I can't hear you guys.
We've been talking. Can you hear us at all?
No, I can't hear anything. I don't know what's going on.
Tell you what, Tiffany, we'll just come back to you, okay? Hey, John, I know you have a huge performance goal, and we haven't talked about this for a while, but trying to meet all 250,000 people this year from the region. Can you just give us a quick update?
It's not going great, Joe. COVID's kind of hampered my ability to hang out in coffee shops and meet people. So I'm sorry to say in the last few months, I've only made 846 new friends and acquaintances. So sorry to let the team down.
Well, hey, listen, there's 3 more weeks before the end of the year. So how about if you stop wasting your time on this call and go hang out, spend some of that largest funds you have for coffee and lefse and meet some new people, okay?
Okay, roger that, boss. See you guys.
Bye, John.
Hey, guys, do we have a couple minutes to go over some survey data?
No,
we're not going to do that, Sammy. And tell you what, I've got to get back to this annual meeting. So let's just end this conversation right now. Everybody have a good afternoon.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, Joe, I think you probably want to get this. I'll give this hand sanitizer back to you until after the audit.
Thanks.
Well, that's an interesting, eye-opening, behind-the-scenes look at the EDC in action. Yes. So, Joe, I'm sure you can't talk about any top-secret projects, but I'm intrigued by the recently announced Amazon project, and I think that our listeners would be interested to know how a project like that one materialized.
Yeah, Darren, that has been a really exciting project for us and for the community. I think the theme from the start is the word speed to market. You know, on June 6th, we were contacted by Ryan Companies, the developer for the project, asking for information on sites. And in less than 36 hours, we were able to provide them with 6 sites across the region. About a week later, they informed us that they wanted to focus on the site in North Fargo. But there were some issues that we had to deal with. First being working with the city, the site wasn't even in the city. So annexation had to take place, new zoning, new platting had to take place, and working with Mayor Mahoney and the staff was just a fabulous process, very quick. About 3 weeks in to that, we find out we have a wetlands issue. And Mayor Mahoney calls Senator Hoeven. Now, normally working with the Corps of Engineers on a wetlands issue, a minimum 60 days.
Right.
The issue got addressed in 8 days. Wow. And so we knew that we had to act quickly to make this project work in the timeline that Amazon had, and we were very successful in doing that. And the kinds of impacts that a project like this has on the region are substantial. Everything from the project itself with the investment and the jobs that are going to be created, in addition to other jobs that are created in the marketplace. You have the tax base, which is, you know, impressive, not only at the local level, but at the state level, not just in North Dakota, but also in Minnesota, because people are living throughout the region spending dollars. And maybe more importantly than anything, when we look at this kind of investment, in fact, all primary sector companies, when they make investments, those dollars really move throughout the community across all kinds of industries. So when our viewers look at this slide, though, there's a lot of information there. There's a lot of industries. And if you're an owner of a business or you work for a business in this industry, which is really all industries in our region,
right,
you're impacted by a project like this. So we're very happy with the success and the teamwork of making this project happen. And, you know, Amazon will have their new distribution facility open probably early fall next year, and work with them on the job creation component of it.
Wow, that's fantastic. Yes, sure is an exciting project for our region.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know, Randy, you've been chair of the board for 2 years now and on the board for nearly a decade, so you know what's going on here. And I bet you and the leadership get pretty excited about these big projects, don't you?
Well, sure we do. We're very excited about the Amazon project. Anytime we can get a big project like that, it's great to see. But, you know, really, most of the success in the work that the EDC does is with our existing, we have over 500 primary sector companies in the region. I would say 70 to 80% of the work that we're doing within the EDC is with these existing businesses. In fact, you can just, to get an idea of how many we work with, you can see the companies that we are scrolling across the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, you're right. That is quite a list of companies across the region that you've supported for the past couple of years.
And I'd say, Darren, if our viewers want to dig into those economic impacts and understand more about the details of those projects, they can just go to our website, and our annual report is going to be posted there. You can link right to it and get a lot more information on the economic impacts of projects that we've worked on that Randy just talked about.
That's great. And it's great that it's all accessible and you can pour over it to your heart's content.
Absolutely.
It's all right there. Yeah. Now, it's great to see the hard data. And so now let's take a minute and hear from EDC staff and also companies about the impact of the EDC's work on business development.
The way we assist companies varies greatly from company to company, from industry to industry, and really it starts with listening and understanding the industry that our clients are operating in, and understanding what challenges and opportunities they're facing.
The EDC is just very pro-business. They are a great resource. They are an absolute advocate for business in our area, and they are great at making connections that I would never have made otherwise. And also just learning about the programs. There's over a dozen programs that I think that we qualify for that we would have never really understood or been considering.
Give us like 30 minutes to talk to you, to understand what you do, what you have going on, what are your upcoming needs, and we can quickly and easily assess like, oh, yep, this is the things you could do to help you and to move forward.
It's pretty rare that we're not able to make a connection or add some value, I think, to our customers and our clients, because even within our own network, we've got an extensive network beyond just us. So we tap in and pull into our partners around the region and around the nation. Oftentimes we're able to find some interesting ways to help companies.
They are an incredible asset to have on your side, because they know people, they know legislators, they know leaders, they know businesses, They even have relationships with schools. They're super supportive. They're all super positive. They want local companies to succeed. And the other thing is they're genuine. They really genuinely care about seeing our success, and ultimately our success will be their success.
We are not able to do our work without partners. We've got partners in different community organizations, United Way, Emerging Prairie, partners at the community level, so Moorhead, West Fargo, the state level, Commerce, Minnesota Deed, and we're not able to do our work without those partners.
And as we build these partnerships and we build this collaboration, we want to make this region the center of agriculture. We want this to be known for where you need to come in order to really move forward in ag technology. In order to do that, we need to create this ecosystem. We need to understand the skill sets that are required. We need to make things attractive for companies and organizations to come in. In order to do that, it really requires a team effort, and we consider the EDC as one of our best teammates within this activity.
Welcome back. What a great opportunity to get a glimpse into the inner workings of your organization. And it seems like we've long been talking about workforce development as a significant opportunity and challenge for our companies and region. So, Joe, how does the EDC focus on this critical need?
Yeah, Darren, you're absolutely right that it's still a critical focus of the work that we do. And the reason being is it's the number one issues our companies face. And so at a macro level, our companies tell us they need to help us, or help them, I should say, with four major things. The first is to help them identify the people that they want to attract into their business. Second is to help them share what it's truly like to live and play in our region. Third, offer them support when a candidate and their family comes here to give them a tour and a feel for what the community has to offer. And then lastly, once they're here, make them feel comfortable and welcome in our marketplace.
And we know that to address all the workforce development needs in our region, we really need to have strong partnerships. And I think we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But I want to emphasize that nearly all the projects that we work on, they have a component around the company's workforce needs.
Excellent. Well, let's watch this short video that details the points that Joe and Randy just made.
The way that we support our primary sector companies is by helping them attract and retain talent. Whenever a local company is having issues with finding people to fill their jobs, we work with them to see if we can help support them.
One of the things that the EDC has provided for us is an understanding of things like unemployment rates and where are people being hired, where are niches that we might want to look in terms of talent acquisition that might be a good opportunity for us to try to build our own workforce. I feel like I can always send an email to the EDC. Just, if I've got somebody who I'm trying to connect with industries or different companies, they're always supportive in helping us make those connections for people.
We just try to be a community support as employers are trying to attract and retain talent. The Live in Fargo tour was started to help people from outside the area see what it would be like to live and work here. Pre-COVID, it literally involved me driving people around in a car and talking to them, answering their questions, showing them different neighborhoods and shopping and schools and whatever they had an interest in. However, now, with the change in our environment, we are in the process of building a virtual community tour that will allow anyone, anywhere in the country or the world to see what Fargo Moorhead is like.
We've always felt that virtual tours are incredibly important. It really is focused on giving people an interactive glimpse into what our community has to offer in a way that's kind of a choose your own adventure.
The FM Welcome Party is a really fun initiative that we have, and it was meant to help people who had recently relocated, or perhaps they've lived here a while, get to know the community better. In our changing environment with COVID, we are in the process of making it into a virtual event. And we're really excited about that because we think that people will feel, safe. They won't be coming out to an in-person event, but it will still allow people to get to know the Fargo Moorhead Metro.
I think the Fargo Moorhead Welcome Party is awesome, and I do everything I can to promote it. I think it's a great opportunity for people to network, and I think it shows that the Fargo Moorhead community, they really want to invite newcomers into the community with open arms. And that's not something I've seen in other communities before.
We're really here to be a resource and help employers connect to the different pools of talent that we have not only in the metro, but outside the metro as well.
It certainly appears that there is a tremendous amount of face-to-face and hands-on work that the staff and the leadership must do to support your mission. And so I'm curious, with more technology implemented across all the industries, and you mentioned it in the video, Joe, can you talk more about the support that you provide using data and technology?
Yeah, sure. You know, the use of technology to complete our mission is really critical for the organization. For example, it was just mentioned in that workforce video about helping our companies recruit employees. And to do that, we use a very robust product called MC or EMSI that helps us to identify potential candidates really from anywhere in the US that we can provide that information and share with our companies.
And Darren, I'm a tech guy myself, so I love how the EDC is actually using technology to really strengthen the work that we're able to do for our clients. But we also have been using technology, I think at the EDC, and it's really been able to strengthen the partnerships that we have as well.
Well, and that's interesting. So Joe, what type of technology then is Randy referring to?
Well, I think two come to mind, Darren. The first is working with Eide Bailly just recently here in town, where we connected our CRM system in such a way that all of our city partners can access it, so we can work more efficiently with projects and supporting our companies. And the system maintains confidentiality as we do that. I think the second is a web-based building and site and community demographic database. Talked a little bit about that with the Amazon project. It's really available to anyone. You simply need to access the data from our website. And what's really nice about it too is the system gives us the ability to give our city and county partners access to that data through their websites as well.
Wow. So when you mention partners, I think it's easy for people to connect to the cities, counties, and educational institutions in the region, but are there other key partners that you work with? And for example, I've heard about Fueling Our Future. So tell us about that partnership.
Well, Fueling Our Future, it's a joint partnership between the EDC and the Chamber. Its focus is to support and identify opportunities in our region to advance initiatives in the areas of workforce, placemaking, and business development, or what we like to call people, prosperity, and places. In fact, in the last 18 months, I think we've directed nearly $2 million of resources to more than a half dozen projects, including, for example, our Career Workforce Academy, the Emerging Digital Academy, and Document Ready Sites.
Wow, that is impressive. And it's important to know that the EDC and the Chamber are working together on these important initiatives as well. Are there other partnerships?
Yeah, there certainly are, Darren. And two of the most important, besides Fueling Our Future for us, is our collaboration with Emerging Prairie and our work with the Valley Prosperity Partnership. Unfortunately, time today doesn't provide us the opportunity to go into these partnerships, but our listeners can, and we've mentioned this before, go to our website, check out our annual report, and they can get a deeper dive into each and every one of those partnerships.
Excellent, and it is a great reminder to read that annual report. So now, obviously, COVID-19 has had an impact on the economy, and that was touched on a little bit in these videos. And I have to think that that's had an impact on the work of the EDC. Is that correct?
Yeah, like all companies, we've had to work differently to serve our clients. I mean, we've all been impacted by this. The core work of the organization hasn't missed a beat, though, through the pandemic. Super proud of that. And given the importance of the work and the outcomes we've been discussing today, I'm pleased we've been able to maintain this focus. But I'm also very proud, and I hope Joe and team are very proud of the work that they've done to help bring our community together also through this very struggling time.
Absolutely. And specifically then, how has the EDC helped out here?
Yeah, well, due to some technology enhancements that we did pre-COVID, we were able to continue our work, as Randy had mentioned, but also help to build and lead the way in creating what we call the COVID-19 Business Task Force, which we stood up earlier this year in March. And over the past 10 months, the task force has included representatives from really more than probably 3 or 4 dozen private, public, and nonprofit organizations with a focus on supporting businesses during the pandemic. We've met at critical times throughout the year to survey our businesses and communicate available resources to support them. The task force has been such a success that in talking with the members who have been involved, they've said, hey, beyond the pandemic, we're learning so much from each other in these conversations. We want to continue them when we get past the pandemic.
Wow, that's terrific. And there is a lot going on regionally, obviously, and the EDC seems to be just in the middle of all of it.
Yeah, and that's really all possible, Darren, because we have a great team of investors and leaders and staff that work so well together. I really want to thank Randy and his leadership as chair over the last 2 years, and an unbelievable staff that I get the pleasure of working with to complete our mission on a daily basis. And I think as all who can see, who have watched our production today, a kind of fun and a little bit crazy group to work with, which is really nice.
I'd also like to thank the staff and the investors. It's been great working with such a fabulous board and a great executive committee. And I'm looking forward to seeing the organization continue to excel under the leadership of our incoming board chair, Judd Graham from Bremer Bank.
Right. Well, excellent. And I believe we've come against our allotted time for the 2020 annual meeting. And so we wish all of you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. And as we close, please enjoy the musical talent of the Gina Powers Band. Thanks for joining us. Good day.
Way back in the woods I hear the birds sing. Sun is finally peeking through the clouds, and I'm just sitting here writing a love song. Might be the only thing that saves us now. Might be the only thing that saves us now. Moons and Junes come quickly on like daydreams, passing much too quickly on clouds. And I'm just sitting here lost in a love song. Try to save us but we don't know how. Try to save us but we don't know how. 'Cause we're so far gone, and it's been so long. Not speaking for you and I'm speaking for me. I gotta say out loud all things that it just can't be, and it's so far gone. Dusty roads and miles come on between us. Pride keeps things inside, should be said out loud. Well, maybe we just got caught in a love song. Can't admit that it's just over now. Can't admit that it's just over now. And we're so far. Yes, we're so far gone, and it's been so long. Not speaking for you, and I'm speaking for me. I gotta say out loud all things that it just can't be, and it's so far gone. Yes, we're so far gone. Yes, we're so far gone. Light a fire, write a song, and everyone can sing along. We all could use a song or two to sing. Say that the cold keeps creeping in, but that's a lie, because my friend, the winter gives itself away to spring. Dancing underneath the moon, summer always it ends too soon. such a mess and I'm to blame, and I must confess sometimes that gets too much for me to hold. Guess it'll have to be okay, and it doesn't matter anyway. We're luckiest if we keep going home while we're dancing underneath the moon. Summer never comes too soon.